Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 30th of September. Now, if you are new here, I'm currently in the Japanese gardens in the middle of Cowra, a little town in New South Wales. It is absolutely stunning. If you want to go check out some of the photos, guys, I've put them on my Facebook page, Chrissy Fitzgerald Psychic Life Coach. So I am bringing you a prediction reading for the 30th of September. So I thought I'd shoot it. It's so peaceful and tranquil, guys. I rang the vibrational bell just before to get a little bit of chi going and put some intentions out there. So please go check out my photos. It's just an absolutely gorgeous day here. It's spring, all the blossoms are out. It's just so pretty. So I've just snuck away, found this little cool shady spot because it's actually pretty hot. So I thought I'd chill out for a little bit, guys. I've got my little tag on so I can come and go from we've had a nice lunch and I'm really enjoying myself, guys. These are the things we have to keep doing to keep our anxiety down, guys. My hubby and I were just saying that it's just sometimes just being out in nature and just doing something new and different. I'm away for a couple of days. Just it helps you to unwind and find that little bit of zen and healing energy that we need to find within. So welcome everyone to the Japanese gardens in Cowra. If you are new, please consider subscribing. I have got videos on my 2024 predictions part 1 and 2. I've got a financial for 2024 and also I did a celebrity reading for 2024. So go check those out as well. I'll leave those here somewhere. Okay, I'll close my eyes. We'll get started. I'll just get my chi and my little bit of zen happening, guys, and we'll see what comes up. So many birds here. It's absolutely beautiful. And the ducklings, I just videoed a heap of ducklings over here. There's like 2 sets of families with little ducks. Oh my God, just so magical, these experiences I'm having today. I'm just loving it. All right, I'll close my eyes, guys. Gosh, they're showing me these, the leaders, like the global elites, all the leaders that are trying to implement all their agenda. It's showing me them like, they're saying to themselves, where have all the people gone? Where have all the little people gone? Where have all the Lego people and peasants gone? It's like without knowing it, they've pushed people away. Instead of herding the cattle into the cattle yards and bringing people onto their agenda, they've managed somehow to push them away with their energy. And we know that they're very good at doing that because they're waking people up. And it's their own energy that's pushing people away. Look at Trudeau, Elbow, Hippo, all of the above, Macron, Sushi, all of them. We use a lot of code names here if you are new. They're pushing them away. So it's almost like, it's like, I'm just trying to get an image of what it feels like. It's that, I guess if you think about it again, I'll take it back to that resistance where it's like the magnets. When you're putting magnets together the wrong way, they push apart. Whereas if you turn the magnet over, it clicks together. Like the plus and the minus, the 2 pluses together, whatever it is, on like, well, that's a battery, but on like a magnet, it repels. So these global elites have been pushing and pushing so hard to the people that's actually repelling the people. I got that the other day when I talked about the Willy Wonka chocolate factory. They were trying to invite people into the beautiful chocolate factory, meaning their reset agenda. But people were hesitant. People are still standing at the gates. It's the same sort of thing. People are resistant now. They're resisting the rollout because they don't know what it is. We know what it is. I know if you're here on my channel, we all know what it is. But the people waking up who have taken off their bubble denial suits, who are now looking and seeing and finding the truth, they don't understand it. So they're resisting it. So now they're getting resistance in their body. Not you. If you're watching my channel, we've pretty much already dealt with our resistance. We've got a little bit of aches and pains and ailments that we've still got lingering memories of resistance and that in our bodies. But these people are getting a lot of resistance to their government. And that's good. That's what we want because that means people are going to stand up. I told you here we've got protests going on. I know in the UK you've got protests. There's a lot going on globally because people, it's a fight back. When someone's resisting something and not wanting to toe the line, that's resistance. I'm definitely getting that. There's a lot more people just not going along with the narrative anymore. They're not. It's so good. So we're going to see more and more protests. All right. And protest, like I said, is a safe way for people to fight their government, because a lot of people always say they're not really like us. They don't know how to get their flags and just wander down to Parliament House and just have a, call out government. So their best way of them doing it, they feel, is safely to do it via protests and using their unions and all this kind of mediators to stand up against their government and call it out. The latest here, guys, too, I forgot to tell you, is I've been telling you all about Qantas. We know Alan Joyce, the CEO, has collected all his money, and now there's a new woman taking over his CEO position. But the inquiry is still going on around the board, and now the board's being called out for giving himself pay rises, but duping all the little people of their cancelled flights and all this kind of no compensation for the little people as usual. And now they're talking about maybe Alan Joyce might have to go to jail. I mean, as if we know that's never going to happen. It's just a big distraction. We are very good at spotting distractions on this channel, aren't we, guys? So now that's the latest, that, big Alan Joyce might have to go to jail, the ex-CEO of Qantas, but we know that's not going to happen because him and Elbow are BFFs. They're very good friends. So just more BS, garbage and lies being fed to the public for some reason to pretend they're doing something and going to pay back the little people all their cancelled airfares, but never going to happen. We know that here. Anyway, just more fear, they pretend they're on the people's side, but we all know they're not on the people's side. Just more lies. All right. Oh, it's so tranquil here. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I'm loving it. I'm having the best day, guys. All right, let's keep going. Oh, no. They're showing me Australia. And they're showing me we've got the voice vote coming on the 14th of October, guys. You know that we do. And I'm a little bit unsure about which way it's all heading. But they're showing me visuals now of fences going up. I do see a lot of fencing going up. My hubby and I were talking about how they changed Ayers Rock. Most of you know Ayers Rock is pretty characteristic of Australia, the big red rock out in the middle of the desert here near Alice Springs. It's now called Uluru, the new Aboriginal Indigenous name. They've renamed it and they've stopped people climbing on it now. It's been fenced off, so no one can climb it. So if you go out there and visit, you cannot climb it anymore or get close to it. You can't even touch it because it's now sacred and protected ground. So I'm actually getting that more fences are going up around land, meaning the Indigenous lands are already starting to get fences being built up. And I don't mean just just taking over that land. I mean literally there's fences going up. They're building they're kind of building reserves. There's these big reserves that are being protected now. The Indigenous lands. This is happening, the land rights. I get very concerned, guys, that the yes vote's already a done deal. I tell you that I've already seen a lot of paperwork on Elbow's desk in my mind, not literally. I am feeling that that's all lined up, ready to just for him to tick all and sign everything off. And the land things go, out they go. So I feel like already they're starting to fence off their land reserves. It's already happening. I'm seeing it. They're literally building fences around giant reserves to protect large, and it's very large, vast areas of land. It's out west. It's out. They're just these big pockets of land that are going to be designated for Indigenous Aboriginals only. It's interesting too because I talked to my hubby and I were talking because we've been traveling in the car so much. We've been talking a lot about the different subjects. You know how it's a good chance, an opportunity to have a chat. And we were actually talking about how are all these other immigrants and people who have moved, because Australia is very multicultural. I tell you that all the time. Where I live, for example, because of the Snowy power project, we have Indigenous. We have Indigenous too, but we have Germans, we have Austrians, we have Scottish, we have people from England, we have people from everywhere. And so I guess at the end of the day, what we were talking about, my hubby and I, was what are all the Muslims, all the Greeks, all the Italians that live in Sydney, all the Chinese, all the Vietnamese, all these different people from all around the world that now live in Australia and call Australia home. You know, we're all one, we are many, and all this stuff. What are they going to vote? I'm not seeing them voting yes, because they would know that they're going to lose their rights as a person who's come to this country. So let me know what you think down below, guys, which way that you think they would vote. And this is happening in other countries. I actually saw something pop up pop up. Where was it? I think it was in the UK, guys. I saw something about a yes/no vote that might be coming to you guys in the UK. So look out for that, Louise, and that if you hear anything over there, look out for that, because I did see something about the yes/no vote might be coming to the UK. It was just brief, running along the bottom. So it's going to be interesting to see which way all these other people vote, because it does, like, how it's not seen as division, I don't understand, because to me it's straight out division. But I'm definitely seeing fences are already going up, and literally going up on land reserves. Ooh, I hope there's no lizards and snakes here. It's very hot today, and I'm sitting amongst the granite rocks. It is absolutely picturesque, this garden. If you get a chance to go to a Japanese garden, go and sit in one. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. And it's spring, so all the blossoms are in bloom. It's absolutely beautiful. It's nearly cherry season here, actually. So all the cherry blossoms are blooming, and then boom, they'll all come out with cherries soon. So I don't think I'll get to have my cherry pie locally. But yeah, it's just so beautiful. So I'm definitely getting that, and I'm very curious as to which way all these other cultures are going to vote here in Australia. All right, because it's division. For anyone that says it's not going to cause division, it is. It's going to cause division. How can it not? It's mad. And you know what's funny, guys? You know what's really funny? I watched a video the other day about, you know how we've been talking about Dictator Dan leaving down in Victoria, Melbourne, the most locked down city in the world. Sorry to repeat myself, but I do have to reiterate that. Being locked in your home for 2 years is not an easy thing. There was a guy the other day, and he was they showed a video of him being arrested. It was the police coming around and saying, were you this is at the Melbourne protests, when they had the protests, and the police, it was just a video about the police and all the arrests they made during the Melbourne lockdowns. And they were saying, oh, were you at this protest down in blah, blah, blah street in the middle of Melbourne? And he's going, because a lot of them all face protection, so they couldn't be identified. And, but they, of course, worked off all the Facebook and everything. You know how it is. If anyone was messaging, they did their bit of investigation work, the police, I'm sure of it. Anyway, and he had the perfect answer, you know, because he said, but hang on, so we're not allowed to march and protest in the streets. So obviously Australia's lost free speech. This was back when all the protests were going on in Ottawa and everything. And then he said to them, but hang on a minute, a couple of weeks before, you allowed Black Lives Matters to march in the streets, which they did. They allowed, Dan Andrews, allowed the Black Lives Matter marches. So go figure. How's the hypocrite? He was such a hypocrite, he was. And most countries weren't they? We know how fact check we're getting here. God knows what we're allowed to say and not say. I'll probably get a bloody strike for saying BLM, you know. Anyway, now they're starting to say here in Australia that white lives matters. White lives matter. Doesn't every life matter? I don't get all this crap. It's honestly ridiculous. It really is. There's the double standards of everything. Anyway, sorry guys, sometimes I just got to have a rant. You know how it is. All right, let's keep going. Oh, I'm getting bus terminals are changing. I get buses a lot here around the 15-minute city zones. I do feel like bus terminals are going to start to change. Where there were bus terminals everywhere along the route, I feel now that, but this is globally too, buses are going to just go from A to B. A to B. There's not going to be A, B, C, D station. There's going to be less stations. They're cutting out a lot of the stations in between. I'm getting that globally too. I'm getting that globally. They only want people to go from here to there. You know, it's an enormous task. As we were driving along, because we're in the country, we were thinking, how are they going to do all this in the country? Like, it's going to be, it's even mind-blowing to think about them bringing out all this agenda, isn't it, guys? But I am getting that. I'm feeling like when they're using public transport, it's just going to go from A to B, A to B. That's what's going to happen. They're gonna, the trips are gonna be very, very specific. Was that my daughter just came behind? I think it was, checking on me. I think it's gonna come from A to B, and the trips are gonna be very, very controlled. And of course, it probably won't go beyond that. So you'll just be able to go from here to there, and then not beyond there. So very controlled. There's a lot of control coming around the transportation systems. Maybe not just buses, could be trains as well. That could be a long-term goal too that they're setting up. There's not going to be as many stops. And of course, they're going to use the old less emissions. The less we stop and start, the smoother it all is. God, the other day, did you see, guys, was it on Clown Planet? It was on Carl Vernon or something. They had all those non-drivable, non-driver cars, and that all come to, there'd been some grid problem and they all met at the one spot and they had no drivers in them. It was all chaos and it blocked this whole intersection. Oh, it's so funny. So this is why I'm getting that, because there might be more driverless buses and this kind of thing. So they're only allowed to go in like a straight line. Heaps of control. And to be honest, I think all the transport industry is going to become much more like that, much more driverless. This is in the next 5 years. More driverless, more controlled. It has to be kept basic in order for it to work. It can't be complicated. And we know they're trying to get rid of all our cars. So obviously a lot of people are going to rely on public transport. So I feel a lot of changes in the next 5 years around public transport, big time. Very simplified. It has to be simplified. Actually, I saw that Zuckerberg still pushing his metaverse this morning. It was absolutely ridiculous. He's still pushing that garbage. And the thing is, nobody wants it. He's put their hand up. Oh yeah, we'll go into the metaverse. No thanks. Look at this. I'm out in the most beautiful garden in nature. I am loving it. Who's going to trade all this for a fake world? And he kept pushing in the video, old Zuckerberg, that you'll be sitting and you can have your meeting with people. What, fake people and robots? No thanks. Anyway, just Zuckerberg being Zuckerberg, I guess, pushing all his BS garbage and lies. Sometimes I look at him and I think, is he an AI? He seems like a bit AI, doesn't he? Do we know if he's even real, guys? We don't. He does look a bit robotic. We know he's probably a bit, I'd say, spectrum. He's just a little different, isn't he? Anyway, he's got some strange ideas, that one. All right, let's keep going. Oh, I'm getting Australia. Of course I'm getting Australia. Oh, you know, I don't like reading Australia, but I am getting that things are coming hard and fast now in Australia. I do feel that. We're going to start getting hit hard. I think once this yes vote's through, or I hate to say it, but that doesn't sound positive, does it? I hope it's not. Anyway, once that's behind us, this voting on the 14th of October, I do feel like Elbo's going to start implementing a lot of things. Possibly, I know you in the UK, you still got your ULEZ bloody Blade Runners running around taking down cameras. I saw one of them in a giraffe suit getting arrested. It was funny as. Honestly, this just gets funnier, this whole circus show, doesn't it, guys? Oh my God. Well, I'm getting that sort of thing. That's going to start happening in Australia, possibly New Zealand as well. Once the vote's behind him. Just saying, he's going to start to do these things as well, because they're all on the same page. We know that they are. God, it's nothing new, is it? Whatever's happening pretty much in Canada starts happening in UK, which starts happening in New Zealand, which is obviously carried on in France. Hasn't France gone quiet, guys? Interesting. Wonder what the go is there. Haven't heard much. Obviously, he came down very harsh on the people and silenced a lot of them. Probably threw them in jail and their parents, remember? Oh my God. All right. Getting Ireland, it's coming Ireland. I'm still seeing fight back stand-ups in Ireland. I kept saying they're going to be quite volatile. I know you guys fight back. When you fight back in Ireland, you really fight back. I'm getting that for Ireland. You're really going to get people standing up in Ireland. It's coming to a store near you, it's saying. But I do feel it could be the Lecky cars and the renewables, the ULEZ, the tracking and tracing. The cameras might start going up now. I'm getting stand-ups and protests in Ireland still. That's going to happen pretty soon, I'm getting. It's not good. It's not good. But you're tough in Ireland. You'll stand up. People will protest in Ireland. It's awesome. Hang on. Oh, I'm getting changes in Chicago. I'm getting that song. Oh, I've always got to get a song. You know that I do, guys. The night Chicago died. Never what a night it really was. Never what a night it really was. Glory be. The night Chicago died. Well, I'm getting the night Chicago died, and I'm thinking that Chicago has really died. There are massive changes going on in Chicago. Whatever's going on in Chicago, guys, it's died. It's really changing dramatically. They're getting control of Chicago. There's big changes in Chicago. I'm just getting that song, The Night Chicago Died. It's sad, isn't it? The changes are really dramatic in Chicago now, whatever's happening. If anyone knows anything about that, let us know down below. But I'm getting that song. That's such an old song. The night Chicago died. I haven't heard that for a million years, have you guys? Look it up if you haven't heard it, guys. There is a song called The Night Chicago Died. So I feel like, it has died. Chicago is not like Chicago of old. Sad. When I think of Chicago, I think of cabaret for some reason. Was that the cabaret capital or something? I'm just getting that Liza Minnelli cabaret stage show thing. Was that Chicago? Anyway, that's what I'm getting. I'll leave you with that song, The Night Chicago Died. Sorry, guys, that doesn't sound like a positive image, does it? All right, let me see if there's anything else to finish off with today. I'll just make a short one today because I've got to get back and enjoy the gardens, have a nice coffee out in the gardens. And this is a message for us, guys. We're all reaching for greater things. You guys watching my channel, me, anyone that's awake, we're reaching for greater things. We're reaching for happiness vibes. We're reaching for joy in our life. We're reaching to be heard as well, and not to be labelled as conspiracy theorists and dumb fools who just don't follow the narrative. That's not who we are. That was a label that was like put on us for no apparent reason. We know that's not who we are. So we're looking for greater things. We are. Look at this. Look at these big rocks emitting all this energy. How's all these vibrational frequencies that are out there in nature for us to like grab hold of? Well, that's us. I'm just getting that simplicity of us. They're showing us sitting out in our yards, just looking around. Wind chimes, I'm getting that kind of energy, the wind chimes. Just change the chi up, guys, look after yourself. That's what I'm really getting. We've got to get the balance right. I always say it. We've got to get the balance right within not only our life, but in our body, mind, and soul. It's absolutely crucial, guys, moving forward. And I know that's easy for me to say, sitting here in an amazing Japanese garden. But, I had to make the effort and have the weekend away and actually come here to do this. So that's why we've got to really, a lot of us aren't big world travelers. I often talk about that. We don't go, traveling the world because a lot of the time we can't handle other people's energy. So just think of simple things and simple ways to relax and get away and get your mind off things. Like, funny enough, my knee's been pretty good today and I've been able to walk around, which is great. Maybe because the weather's warm and, I'll probably be a bit tired and rested up tonight. But I'm feeling pretty good today. So maybe also by giving ourselves things to look forward to, that helps us to heal as well. Because we feel like we're still creating our life. We're getting control of our life again. We're getting our lives back. And it's interesting because my hubby and I were also talking about the amount of people now that are really wanting to keep cash alive. It's a huge topic. I'm sure you guys are noticing it too. Everyone's talking about keeping cash alive. We went for a walk around the little town where we're staying yesterday afternoon, and there was even a manicure shop, and it had on the window cash only. Sorry for any inconvenience. So good. We love seeing signs like that, don't we, guys? Cash only, sorry. It's so good. So people are working at keeping cash alive. People are waking up. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. All right, let me see if there's one more thing to close with today, and then I'm going to have to head off and meet up with my hubby and daughter over here. Hang on a sec. Oh, they're giving me that song, Bridge. Oh, there's so many wooden bridges here, I've got to say. And there's so many koi fish. It's absolutely beautiful, beautiful wooden bridges. It's so pretty. But I'm getting, of course, that song, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Like a bridge over troubled water, I would lay me down. I want you to listen to that song today. We're getting that song. I'll see if there's anything else. Hang on. I'm getting a song, I think it's by the Cause. I will run away tonight. I will run away. I don't know who sings it. Is it the Cause or someone like that? I will run away. And that's us. We will run away from all the BS garbage. Oh, there's a big lizard on the tree over here, guys, like a gecko climbing the tree. Oh, it's so cute. He's jumping up from branch to branch. As long as he doesn't come near me, I'll be sweet. He's about that long. Oh my God. I will run away, all right, if that gecko comes over here. I'm getting that song, but we're running away from the reset agenda. Probably the Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory reset agenda. Let me see if there's one more thing. Hang on a sec. Oh, they're giving me this corny song. Feelings. There's nothing more than feelings. I don't know who sings it. Who sings feelings? We've got to get in touch with our feelings. That's what the guides are saying. It's healthy. You know, don't suppress your feelings. Don't hide away from your feelings. Just face all your feelings and allow things to come up and feel things around you. I'm going to leave you with that song today. Feelings. There's nothing more than feelings. I don't know the rest of the words, so sorry guys. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that little bit of music today, which is kind of all very weird. But anyway, we get weird music on here. I'm going to say goodbye from the beautiful Japanese gardens at Cowra here in New South Wales. I'm having the best day, guys. Make sure you get outside and relax and unwind. I might even buy myself a little bit of wind chimes as well. They've got a little gift shop here. I'll see what I can find, guys. I'll show you any little treasures I might buy from the garden. All right, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I'll come on and talk to you tomorrow. Stay strong. Get in touch with your feelings. Get out in nature. Do whatever you can to keep keeping a balance and healing our souls. All right, I'll say goodbye from Australia. Take care, everyone. Subscribe, like buttons, and I'll talk to you very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.